Believe it or not, January and February are the biggest months of the year for divorce. Apparently, couples try to make it work over the holidays, mostly for the kids, but then when January hits, they call it quits. And here to tell us more about that and to tell us what couples can do to prevent breakups is the relationship Dr. Linda Mintle. Thank you so much for being
Charlene,
with us today,
great
Linda.
to be here.
This is really sad.
It is sad. You
know,
think the love month, right?
Yeah.
February is coming up, but that has something to do with it.
January, people are actually Googling terms like divorce lawyer and file for divorce. What is it about the new year that makes people think about divorce?
Well, it's related to what you said in that they make it through the holidays, and they sometimes do that with guilt because of their children. But then when the new year comes along, what do we all do? We make resolutions. We think, new year, new me, I'm going to start over. I'm going to get a new grip on things. And so they begin to think, you know what? I really don't want to stay in this relationship. And they also begin to think about Valentine's Day coming up. And I've heard a number of people say, I don't want to fake it anymore. And I certainly can't fake that holiday. So I'm going to go ahead. Now we've made it through. My kids can learn to adjust. This is the thinking. And so January, February, new start, we're calling it quits.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if someone is watching this right now who's in a marriage that's pretty shaky, what's the very first thing you would tell them to do?
Well, always the first thing for me is to tell people to pray, because prayer is very powerful. It can change people, right? Yes. But the thing I'm always surprised about is we will go to a doctor for almost anything. But when it comes to a relationship breaking up, which we know has such serious consequences for not only the couple involved, but for the children involved. And so people are so reluctant to reach out to a marital therapist. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. When people come in, and especially when they come in early enough, and they haven't resolved already, I'm not staying in this marriage. When they come in, they're willing, they want to look at their relationship. We know what it takes to take a failing marriage back to a very healthy marriage. And so therapists can really help if people would actually come and see us when they're in that stage.
That's the key, if they actually come in.
They have to come in, and they have to be willing to say, I might have some part in this, and look at their part in this. And we know, looking at the research, that if we begin to look at the negative cycle, which is criticism to defensiveness to feelings of contempt, to finally saying, I've had enough, stonewalling a person, that's the pathway to divorce. And we know, again, how to bring people back, where we start to look at are they familiar with each other, their friendship in danger, we get that friendship going, we help them manage conflict, we help them develop more positive feelings, share their fondness and their admiration with each other, and to start doing the kinds of things, share their life dreams and meanings, and go to church and pray. We know that those marriages can get back on track.
Well, Linda, what are some ways that couples can strengthen their relationship so they don't end up in divorce?
So that's the friendship part is really where you want to start. You really want to look at, have I lost touch with this person? Because that's a lot of what happens. We get busy, we get distracted, we get upset about things, we're not resolving the issues, and that friendship starts to wane. And when that friendship starts to wane, what do people do? They start turning to other people. They start talking about their emotional issues. They're not turning toward each other, they're turning away from each other. And as a result of that, then they start to make more intimate connections with people outside their marriage, and then they begin to think, maybe the grass is greener on that side. So looking at that very basic unit of marital friendship is a great place to start.
Absolutely. Well, for more great relationship advice, check out Dr. Linda's website, drlindamintle.com. Thank you so much for being with us today.